People, you will not believe this. We have reached almost the very, very end of day 2 at NADA 2024, and it has been a whirlwind of excitement. And I'm coming to you live from the Expo Hall at the Las Vegas Convention Center. And you know what? I saved the best for last, right? That's how they do it, right? I got my old friend Jasen Rice here from Lotpop. We're going to find out what's happening over there, what they're doing here at NADA, and what he thinks is going to happen in 2024 that dealers should really be paying attention to. So first off, how's NADA doing for you?
Oh, it's been great.
Yeah.
Putting a lot of miles on my feet and hurting.
Oh my God, my feet are killing me.
But
if
no,
your
I think
feet
a lot
aren't hurting you by now, and you haven't started losing your voice, are we even at NADA?
2 or 3 days here, you're tapped out.
That's
but
it,
no, it's
Vegas
going
voice.
good. I think a lot of dealers are, finally reaching out. They're coming here. They're getting educated because, this market's changing quick. So
How long have you been in automotive?
1997. So what is that? 27 years? 27 years. Long time.
27 years in automotive. That'll put hair on your chest if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
And then, do you know how many NADAs you've been? Like, what is this?
No, you know what? I didn't really start going to NADA to probably 06 for once. Skipped a bunch of years, and so it's probably only about maybe 8th time or something. Yeah.
For this only being your 8th time at NADA, you, my friend, are making some waves this time around. People are talking about, and this is the funniest thing, I have never seen this done in 15 years of NADA. But you, my friend, brought an up bus.
Yes.
You got to tell everyone what the hell that is.
Well, one, it was something to save a bunch of money. The cost of these booths. So I'm like, all right, at least I got to have something I can hold on to. But no, literally, we help dealers with inventory and lead management. And what we found is 60-70% of their leads are on sold cars. And a lot of times they take an active lead. They call an email for 20 days. It's on a sold car. They move it to lost, instead of taking that customer to switch them to something else. And then they sit and wait for the next lead. So if you know what an up is, obviously, hey, there's an up. And we used to back in the day, and I'm sure it's still now, as salespeople are just standing out doing nothing. You're like, hey, what are you doing? You're just waiting for the up bus. You're waiting for a bunch of customers to show up. And so, again, it was just finding a way to fill this void in our booth. But also it's like, you know what? That's just a perfect unicorning industry. Everybody talks about this up bus, but no one's ever seen it. It's not a real thing.
It really exists.
But it does exist in a fictional way. The fact that, non-fictional way, the dealers have these customers that they can tap into, recycle into customers. The customers have to buy something else, but we're giving up on them. So instead of just waiting for the next up, let's recycle these 60-70% of your leads and put them on something else. They have to buy something. So the joke is, that the up bus is sitting there idling full of customers. Are you going to pull them off and start working them? Or are you going to let that bus drive to the next dealership where they're going to buy something else? So yeah, I did ask a bunch of people, veterans that have been at NADA 20, 30 years, have you ever seen it? Because I don't want to be, copy off somebody and nobody's heard about it.
No. Like, you're the first one who had the cojones.
Yeah. It's at our booth, sitting there. It's cool. We lounged it out. You go inside, you sit down. There's couches and stuff.
Yeah, it's booth 6528, and it's in the North Hall. If you want to go check out the actual up bus,
get a picture. Hashtag the up bus. Go to theupbus.com. We grab that too. So,
oh wow, that's pretty fun. Okay, so I don't think we talked enough about what Lotpop does, and specifically about Lot Walk.
Yes.
Because I want people to understand why your technology is so much different from anything else that's out there. And I will say, from personal experience, I think Jasen Rice is like the foremost authority on how to sell a used car. I just think he's freaking brilliant. That's why I asked him to be here today. But tell us more about Lotpop and specifically Lot Walk.
Yeah, so we started out Lotpop, and initially we wanted to focus on their virtual lot first, and pop, a bunch of acronyms we talk about, but the first one's potential overall profit. Are we maximizing? So for any dealer out there wanting to improve inventory is to get both from gross and volume. And the first thing we talk about, the best time to make the most money on the car is in the first 30 days, right?
You hope.
And so to get gross, increase the amount of cars you sell for us. The metric that we look at is 60 to 70%. Try to get 60 to 70% of your sales in the first 30 days. Now you got gross. And then that helps keep the volume going. You got 100 cars, sell 100. You don't need 150 to sell 100. A lot of dealers feel like they need that cushion, but you don't. A lot of our dealers, they got 100. They're selling 125, 150 with 60, 70% the first 30. So if you focus in those areas, it's a trickle-down effect. If not, why? Did your photos get behind? Your pricing up? You got too many trucks, not enough cars? Whatever the scenario is, but it'll help you isolate that. And so that grew into, as we start helping dealers, it's also the lead management. Are my trucks sitting because I got a bunch of bad trucks at bad pricing, or do I got leads that no one's following up with? So we're not here as an inventory management tool. I worked for Auto for 8 years, but we use that information that they have in Auto, put it in our tool, or VinQ, or Max Digital, or ACD Max Digital. And any inventory management tool, they do a great job with market data.
Even the dealer process inventory management tool units. Thank you.
Yeah, anything, as long as you got an inventory management tool, it has market data appraisal. Let's give us that information, and let's take the CRM data now, because CRMs, a lot of inventory tools don't talk leads so much. A lot of CRMs don't talk cars. And what I mean by that, I can't typically go in majority of CRMs or any of that I know of and say, give me my truck leads, which is kind of weird after 20 something years in the business. I started selling cars on the internet in 98. And I could never say, hey, I got a truck problem, get my truck leads. So we put these two worlds together, and that's where Lotpop comes into play. And saying, so Lotpop help you with used car inventory management, but the Lotpop tool, because we do a physical Lotpop. We make sure cars are standing tall, the holes are filled, everything's pretty, and then customers.
This is after the car has already been conditioned.
Well, yeah, just in general, though.
Okay.
If you're at the dealership, most managers will either walk their lot every morning,
right,
do a lot walk, and make sure their holes are filled, the cars are clean, and then if they see customers, they're being meet and greeted. So we know how to do a physical lot walk, but this virtual lot walk that's been around for 20, 30 years, you have two silos: inventory tool that doesn't talk leads, a CRM that doesn't talk cars, two different departments, and we put these two worlds together, and now you can do your virtual lot walk. I can say, hey, you got a truck problem, let's fix these truck problems. By the way, you have people circling these trucks that no one's calling or emailing, there's it up, no one's talked to, and we put them together. So now in our tool, you can say, hey, I have a truck problem, we've acknowledged it, here's the truck's causing the problem. Now, is it a pricing or a people problem? If it's a pricing problem, dig in your inventory tool, figure out market and auction data, and more times than not, it's not a truck problem, it's I got 4 leads no one's following up with. Or 60 to 70% of these leads are unsold cars. Well, I got 4 leads. I called an email. No one answered the phone. Okay, we got 10 people in your database looking for a 40 grand truck. They wanted that F-150. It's sold.
Right.
Switch them to this Ram. Or they wanted a 19 Ram. We'll switch them to this 18 and see if you can get them. Again, they're on the up bus. They're going somewhere else to find this truck. You have other options. And I think most people are going to be segment and price loyal. I need a compact SUV, 30 grand. I want a truck around 40. I like the Ford, but I'll take a Chevy. Right. And so if you just tap into those and work that. So that's where Lotwalk comes into play. You can actually do your virtual in a click of a button. Cars, customers,
right.
both.
Okay. So that being said, would you say that it's best practice to actually still do the physical Lotwalk?
Oh yeah, you have to.
You have to.
Yeah, that's curb appeal. You want to have curb appeal. You don't want to walk into a dealership and see. Matter of fact, I went to a dealership. It was an independent lot. As soon as I walked out of their showroom, and they had some cars on the hill and stuff, I looked up on the left, and there's a Kia Soul or something up there, and you could tell the door was a different color, like the car. And so, first impressions, here's a car, and I'm like, let's get that car down. That doesn't look good. That's the first thing I see is because if that car had an issue, what is that? This car that I came in, what issue did this have? If that's your hype. So no, you need curb appeal. You need to make sure your cars are so pretty, but. Sometimes that car that you price cheap, like here, a lot of people take their aged cars and they put them on the front row or in their showroom.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. That car is probably priced the cheapest in the market because it's aged. You can go hide that thing back by the trash can. People online are going to come in and say, hey, I'm here for that, that Escape, right? They're going to ask for it because it's the best deal in the market. So yeah, you want to put on the front line, you still want curb appeal. Put that Jeep, lifted Jeep, put that truck, put that car that it's tough to sell and get some eyeballs on it. Don't put the easy stuff. All the cars are getting attention. We think we got to display. Those are the ones you can almost hide because people are naturally going to come in on it. So it's a whole different strategies.
He's talking strategy right now at the dealership, but you should hear his strategy about how to price cars online. It goes against what dealers actually think they need to do. Mm-hmm. But when you explain it, it makes complete and utter sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away the goods, but you know what? You do a fantastic job. And from my point of view, as somebody who really loves giving away free education, sharing best practices whenever possible, explaining certain data points and insights so that dealers really get a good idea of what is actually happening in the auto industry. You do that as well. on your own. I love your backdrop in your office. You're all lot popped out and stuff. But when can people catch those broadcasts that you do?
We do a weekly. I try to do weekly, bi-weekly. Give insights of what we do. I like giving away free tips and stuff. Like I said, I've been in the car business 27 years. It's blessed me, my family. My wife, kids. We've had a blessing, so I like giving back to the industry that's blessed us. So I have no problem sharing ideas. Some people are like, why you do all that? I'm like, I mean, like I said, it's a blessing for me, and it's another thing to give ideas. Another thing people implement or not, that kind of thing. So yeah, about once a week, every other week. Because we're talking to dealers all over the country, Highline stores to mom and pops, independents, Canada stores, franchise, and we see patterns and trends, and you can just see it happening. And so when I do some of those podcasts, YouTubes, whatever, I'll break those charts down and kind of back it up. This isn't guts this is our instincts. These are actual patterns that are happening, and that if you stay ahead of it, and a lot of times I say, man, I hope I'm wrong. Okay, I do want to be wrong on this because it doesn't look good when I'm about ready to tell you, but if I am right, you're ahead of it. If I am wrong, well, great. You had a better month than I was hoping. Things are going better than I thought it would. So, I put that out there to kind of get warning. I like doing predictions. Here's where I think things are going to go.
Well, let's get to that. Because I'm very excited about this. We are just starting off on this new year, 2024, barely into Q1. So, what's your prediction for 2024? I mean, what do you think dealers really need to concentrate on, focus on, so they have a really great year in 2024?
Well, start again. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be a really tough market.
Are you too? Hey, you're killing my vibe over here.
No. But, here, I've done videos, so there's charts to back up what I'm going to say if you want to take a look at it. But here's the thing. We look at, like, Google shopping indexes. How many people go into Google look for used cars? I'll tell you what, the last 2 tax seasons have been down 15 to 20% from previous COVID years.
Okay.
Shopper indexes are down 20%, and this year is already indicating a lighter shopper index already. So, and this is an election year, which is a tough year. They suck up all the advertising expense. It's expensive to advertise. People are insecure who's coming next around the corner. So election years
and interest rates are not being friendly to buyers either.
But a lot of people thought it was going to be strong because of the shortage and interest rates getting better and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, but
interest rates haven't gotten better yet.
And even if there's 10% less cars, there's 20% less shoppers. So the only way there's a shortage is if there's still a demand. And with the inflation that's happening, people are insecure of their jobs. There's repossessions as high as it's ever been. Shopper indexes is low. New cars are getting a lot of attention, and there's double the amount, and then rebates and incentives are hitting, and people are $5,000 buried in their cars now. What they bought, and so people are going to have to go to new cars to get better rates, 2.9 instead of the 7% that's sitting out there. They have to go to a new car to get the $5,000 rebate to get out of what they're buried in. That leads to more trade-ins. More trade-ins are sitting there with less shoppers. Repossessions are up, so those cars are going to the auction. Dealers are closing. I mean, Vroom's a Carvana type, they close business. All their cars are out there for sale now. So Hertz is dumping electric cars. I mean, I just don't see what's coming around the corner.
Wow. Okay. Well,
that's going to be better.
That's a dismal outlook on 2024. That just shows that dealers really have to be very, very mindful about their pricing strategy, their process, their customer engagement, their customer service, all the things that make you stand out from your competition.
There's business to be made, and this is where the good operators take market share. So there's business to be made.
And there you have it. And there you have it. Jasen Rice from Lotpop. You are brilliant. I'm so glad you came on to talk to us here at NADA.
Thank you for having me.
This has been, I think this is my 25th interview. You're my last.
Nice.
You're my final. I'm going to go give away a Louis Vuitton bag now. I'm so excited. So Dealer eProcess, I love you. Thank you so much for checking in with us and seeing who we got to talk to during our first 2 days of NADA here in Las Vegas. I wish you were here. If you were here, please stop by the booth. And if you're not, I hope to stay in contact with you. Please check us out at dealereprocess.com. Check out my webinars at dealereprocess.com/webinars. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, Jasen, for being here. We're going to be right back with another live broadcast of the drawing for the $2,500 Louis Vuitton overnight bag that we're giving away here at the booth. If you're here, you got to come. You got to be here to win, because I am not carrying that thing back with me to New Jersey. All right. We'll see you soon, everyone. Thank you so much for checking in with us.